Welcome to DEIF. My name is Anna and I'm a sustainability manager here at DEIF, and my background is in international business and environmental management. So here at DEIF we produce power control systems for land applications, marine applications and retrofitting windmills. So the Green Challenge was inspired by a customer request where the customer asked us what they should be doing with the products at end of life. And that inspired a discussion internally how we should respond to this request. Should we take the products back, or should we collaborate with companies that recycle locally? And then at the same time, what happens to the product afterwards? We talk about electronic components that are in the product, so it should be a partner that responsibly recycles the components or the products, or should we take it back and basically try to figure out how to reuse the products? So there are a lot of different ways of how to address a end-of-life responsibility, but we haven't figured out yet what way we should go. So what we perceive as a key ingredient to kind of figuring out how we solve this challenge as an end-of-life responsibility is not to jump to conclusions right away. So yes, of course, we could design a take-back system, but then the key is like, how do we integrate that with the rest of the business? So why do you want to take a take-back system? Is it to satisfy the customer? Is it to take environmental responsibility? But there may be other ways of doing that. So for us, it's really figuring out what the key questions are that we're trying to solve. And then figuring out what are some of the pathways that we could take. So basically it would, in the end, outline a variety of different possibilities, what DEIF could be looking into when we talk about end-of-life responsibility. So there are probably three main elements that we need to look into. We need to look into if it makes environmental sense. So do we actually save CO2? Are there any awareness points that we need to look into? There are some legal aspects probably that we need to look into, moving waste across borders if that's the case. And then there's also the financial aspect. So does it have any financial implications when we look at the different systems of end-of-life responsibility? So what we would like to get out of the Green Challenge is a good overview of the possible end-of-life strategy. So what are some of the pros and cons, and maybe even a recommendation of what the students think DEIF should pursue, so that we are able to then afterwards take a decision on what we want to work on further. So we're really looking forward to and getting your inputs for this challenge, so that DEIF has a better way of assessing how we need to move forward to in terms of end-of-life strategies.